Hi families. In this video, I'm going to talk about the math materials that came in your distance learning packet that you could have picked up at school. So the first math activity that is in this bundle is called Write the Equation. It looks like this sheet that's on, that you can see on my screen. I also printed out a copy of the first page so that we could look at it together. So for this activity, you can do a variety of things. You can leave this as a one-pager and you can do each page one at a time. Or what I think would be awesome is if you and your student could cut up, so I'm going to cut it, so that instead of being 4 problems on one page, they're little index cards and there's one problem on each card. This will help your students from getting distracted, and you can show them that they only have to do a few at a time and then they can move on. So now I've cut these and I have 4 separate addition problems. I'm going to use, let's use the stars as our example. So the first way you can do this is you guys can just count. How many orange plus how many blue equals how many altogether? So you would count that there are 6 orange and there are 3 blue, and then you would count how many you have altogether. A great way to put in some writing and also number practice is you could turn each one over, and on the back you could write a blank math sentence like this. I don't know if you guys can see that. Kind of. Okay, so then what you would do is you would count how many orange. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to turn it over, and in that first blank, I'm going to write that I counted 6. Then I'm going to turn it over. I know that I have 6. Now how many more am I adding? Let's count. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to turn it back over, and in the second line here, I'm going to write 3. So now we know that we have 6 plus 3. We need to turn it over so that we can find out how many we have all together. So then you would count how many total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can turn it over and complete your math sentence and then read it together that we have 6 plus 3 equals 9. Like I said, there were 4 on each page, so you could just do 4 at a time. We don't want to make it too hard or do too much work or get overwhelmed, but 4 problems at a time is awesome. You could also, if you wanted to, so that you didn't have to keep turning it over, you could take one piece of paper. I have one big piece of paper. I folded it in half. I folded it in half again. And then I opened it up and I wrote 4 blank addition sentences on this. So you could just have one card at a time and fill in one of these 4 sentences. And when you're finished, you're done with your math for the day. Another way you could use these, let's use the girls this time. So you could maybe practice one-to-one correspondence by making this first set Fruit Loops. And so you could take Fruit Loops and you could put one Fruit Loop on each girl, and you could make these girls fruit snacks, and you could put one fruit snack on each. So this way you're working on your one-to-one correspondence and you're counting and you're building sets while you're also working on your addition. So that is a couple different ways that you could use these out of that packet. The other thing that's in the packet, and I'm going to pull it up here, is Touch Math worksheets. So there's Touch Math addition and there's Touch Math subtraction. In your Easter baskets that you got, each student got a Touch Math number line, and I also put on my teacher page, available through Brown EC, a video on how to use Touch Math for addition and subtraction. And so in here, there's a bunch of addition problems, and then there's also subtraction problems. So you could use the number line, or you could use the worksheet directly, and you would count using the touch points method to find out how many and to solve these addition problems. My suggestion for both bundles is to do all of the addition first, and then circle back and do the subtraction, because we just started working on addition in school. So I would make sure we have a solid hold on addition before introducing subtraction. That's a few ways that you can modify those. And then the last way, in our next round of material deliveries, which should be the week of May 11th, everybody will be getting a whiteboard and a marker and an eraser. So you could also hold off and you could use these new materials instead of using a piece of paper or using these actual cards. So that's just a few different ways that you can modify and use those math materials. And please let me know if you have any questions or you need any help with any of this. And I hope you guys have a lot of fun working on your math.